In a world often captivated by celebrity scandals and social media drama, it's rare to find a story that embodies true transformation, selflessness, and unwavering commitment to community service. Yet, that is precisely the story of Jason DeFord, better known by his stage name Jelly Roll. Once a troubled youth incarcerated for crimes fueled by addiction and poor choices, Jelly Roll has emerged not only as a successful artist in the music industry, but also as a beacon of hope for countless inmates struggling to find a way out of the darkness he once knew too well. His journey from jail cells to sold-out arenas has become an inspirational tale that is reshaping how society sees former inmates and their potential for redemption. The rise of Jelly Roll, a life redeemed. Born and raised in Antioch, a neighborhood in Nashville, Tennessee, Jelly Roll's early life was marred by hardship. Poverty, crime, and addiction colored much of his adolescence. By the time he was a teenager, he found himself deeply entangled in the criminal justice system, serving time for drug-related offenses. But where some see a dead end, Jelly Roll saw a turning point. He used his time behind bars not as a sentence, but as a lesson. Fueled by a desire to break the cycle of addiction and poor decision-making, Jelly Roll began to find his voice, both figuratively and literally, through music. That voice, raw and honest, soon found its way into the hearts of millions. Fusing country, rock, and hip-hop influences, Jelly Roll created a sound uniquely his own, often infused with powerful lyrics about pain, redemption, and the fight for a better tomorrow. His music not only earned him commercial success, but also allowed him to build a platform where he could be more than just a performer. He could become a mentor, a guide, and a symbol of hope. Inspiring change behind bars. Unlike many celebrities who find success and forget their roots, Jelly Roll has consistently returned to the very places where his story began, jails and prisons across the United States. His mission: to show inmates that they too can turn their lives around. One of the most impactful aspects of his outreach has been his ongoing support of the AARP program, helping addicts recover progressively at Chesterfield County Jail in Virginia. The program, under the leadership of Sheriff Carl Leonard, offers a second chance to inmates suffering from addiction by providing therapy, recovery resources, and life skills aimed at true rehabilitation. Jelly Roll has volunteered his time to speak directly to inmates, often sharing his personal story and encouraging them to seek recovery and purpose. His honesty, empathy, and understanding of their struggles make him an incredibly powerful figure in these settings. As someone who has lived their reality, he connects with them in a way few others can. At one event, Jelly Roll stated, "These young men woke up in county jail and they're going to go to sleep in county jail. But for the next hour, they get to live like us for a minute and sing a little music." That moment, allowing incarcerated individuals to share a stage with a celebrity, if only briefly, was symbolic of his belief in their humanity and their right to hope. A powerful stage moment, bringing inmates to the spotlight. One of the most emotional public demonstrations of Jelly Roll's commitment came in November of the previous year when, during a live performance, he brought members of the AARP program on stage. The crowd, initially unaware of the full weight of what was happening, soon erupted in support as Jelly Roll introduced the group. "We brought a few inmates to the AARP program on stage with us," he told the audience, visibly moved. "So grateful to AARP for allowing us to spend time with these men and women and for being the reason this incredible moment was able to take place." It was a powerful visual reminder that people can change, that they deserve support, and that incarceration does not have to be the end of their story. The men on that stage were inmates, yes, but they were also fathers, brothers, and dreamers, actively working toward a future that didn't involve bars and chains. Sheriff Darren Hall and the push for a pardon. Jelly Roll's tireless work has not gone unnoticed by those in positions of power. In Tennessee, Sheriff Darren Hall, who oversees operations in Davidson County, took note of Jelly Roll's consistent involvement in prison rehabilitation and community outreach. Recognizing the transformative influence Jelly Roll has had on inmates and at-risk communities, Sheriff Hall made a bold move. In a letter addressed to Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee, Hall formally requested a full pardon for Jelly Roll, whose legal name is Jason DeFord. The letter cited not only Jelly Roll's efforts in rehabilitation programs, but also his contributions to public safety by reducing recidivism through mentorship. "A year ago, I wrote Governor Bill Lee asking for a full pardon for Jason Jelly Roll DeFord," Sheriff Hall wrote recently in a heartfelt social media post. Today, the board unanimously recommended his pardon. "It's now in the hands of our governor. This announcement sparked an outpouring of support, both from fans and from members of the recovery and criminal justice reform communities. The moment was made even more emotional by Sheriff Hall's personal embrace of Jelly Roll, captured and shared widely online, a public show of respect and solidarity that underscored the profound journey this artist has traveled. What a pardon would mean. A full pardon would be far more than symbolic. For Jelly Roll, it would officially close a dark chapter of his life and remove any lingering legal obstacles that could affect his ability to advocate, travel, or even continue some aspects of his work. It would also set a powerful precedent, sending a message that the state of Tennessee not only believes in second chances, but actively supports those who prove themselves worthy of one. In many ways, Jelly Roll's pardon would serve as a beacon for countless others who are seeking redemption. It would show that no one is beyond saving, and that even a criminal past doesn't define your future if you're willing to put in the work. Redefining justice and recovery. Jelly Roll's story is more than just a tale of personal triumph. It's a call to rethink how we view justice, addiction, and recovery. America's criminal justice system has long been criticized for its focus on punishment rather than rehabilitation. Programs like AARP and advocates like Jelly Roll are changing that narrative by emphasizing treatment over incarceration and community support over isolation. By actively participating in prison programs, Jelly Roll isn't just inspiring inmates, he's also encouraging policy change. His work puts a face to recovery and proves that former inmates can become productive, even heroic members of society. The fact that someone once locked behind bars could become a mentor, a chart-topping musician, and a sought-after public speaker is a testament to what people can achieve when given the tools and support to succeed. The future of Jelly Roll's advocacy. Jelly Roll has already accomplished more than most artists dream of, but his mission is far from over. He continues to perform, write, and share his journey. But his heart remains firmly with the people who are still struggling in the same places he once did. Looking ahead, Jelly Roll has expressed interest in expanding his prison outreach programs, partnering with more organizations, and possibly working on a documentary or book that chronicles the lives of inmates in recovery programs. His goal is to inspire a cultural shift, one that sees addiction not as a moral failure, but as a public health crisis, and inmates not as criminals, but as people in need of help. Conclusion: from chains to change. In a world too often quick to condemn, Jelly Roll has chosen to uplift. His story is one of redemption, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of purpose. What began as a life veering toward tragedy has become a legacy of transformation, not just for himself, but for hundreds of inmates he's mentored and the communities he's touched. As Tennessee's governor now weighs the decision to pardon Jelly Roll, the question is no longer about what he did in the past, but what he continues to do in the present, and what his story means for the future of rehabilitation in America. Jelly Roll once sang about pain and prison bars. Today, he sings about hope, and people are listening.